Guys, we're back with the part 2 of everything you need to know about Babymetal, a Babymetal guide. I started doing this reaction yesterday, so you should go watch part 1, guys. And yeah, I'm already very interested in finishing this guide to sort of get a much better appreciation and overview of what's really going on. Yesterday we covered basically the 3 main singers and the dancers and all that, and we covered the producer who came up with the band and the choreographer. Today we're gonna be focusing on Kami Band, which is basically the band that plays in the background. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Because Babymetal couldn't always afford to have a live band early on. Now, onto the real band, the Kami Band. The Kami Band is a session band that consists of various members that rotate in and out, often seen in white robes and corpse paint, depicting Japanese spirits. There have been a lot of different people who have played in the Kami Band over the years. Here are a few of the most notable ones.
Never saw that guy. Never. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
One of the guitarists, Mikio Fujioka, sadly passed away in January 2018 at the age of 36 due to injuries suffered from an accident while stargazing.
Yeah.
In recent years, we've also seen
It's one of those deaths that you're wondering to yourself, like, what? That's how you go out? Like, what a way, man. There's some people die just unfortunately, you know?
the addition of the Western Kami Band who tours with Babymetal overseas. The addition of the Western Kami Band has resulted in a change of costume for the Kamis, as they now wear darker robes and masks. It should also be noted, but it isn't necessarily the Kami Band members playing in the studio recordings of Babymetal's songs, as they aren't technically considered a part of Babymetal. However, Ledis Cygnus has been credited with writing the bass and guitar parts for a few Babymetal songs. There is a lot of lore around Babymetal, which can get quite convoluted. I can't possibly mention all the lore-related things in this video. There is so much that it would have to be in its own video entirely, so I will just mention some of the most notable things. First, we have the Fox God, which you will hear them bring up quite often.
フォックスゴッドとは私たちにとって私たちがいつもライブだったりとかいろんな活動をするためのお告げをくれる方なんですけど、私たちは実際にお会いしたことがないのでどういう方なのかよくわからないんですけど、でも私たちはいつもフォックスゴッドのおかげで、日本以外でも海外だったりとかいろんなところでライブをすることができています。
You will see foxes in some way, shape, and form in basically everything Babymetal does.
I love
They have
that
had some
stage.
very elaborate sets based around fox imagery as well.
Nice
Anytime there is
stage,
a question
man.
in an interview the girls can't or don't want to answer, they will simply respond with,
Only the fox got knows. Only the fox got knows. Only the fox got knows.
They say this a lot less nowadays, and when they do it is usually in more of a joking manner.
Only the fox got knows.
How did I know that was?
Next, we have the hand sign you will see the girls making all the time, which is meant to symbolize the fox god, rather than using the traditional devil horns hand gesture used by most metal bands.
はい、フォックスサインは私たちのシンボルサインです。親指と中指と薬指くっつけて影絵のキツネさんをやっているので、ライブを見に来てくださった方はぜひ一緒にキツネサインを掲げてくれると嬉しいです。
The Babymetal fanbase is referred to as the One. The song titled The One is a tribute song to their fans. They made an English version of The One as well, because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese lyrics to their songs, so they wanted to do a song in English for them. When they introduce themselves, they say Babymetal Death as a play on the Japanese word des, which is the word used for introducing yourself, like saying I am or we are. By simply mispronouncing Su Metal Des, by saying Su Metal Death they have a cute and metal way of introducing themselves. The song Babymetal Death was a song they would often open up shows with in the past, as an exciting way to introduce themselves to the fans at the beginning of a show. There is lore based around a legendary corset referring to the neck brace depicted in the Headbanger music video. This is a recurring item you will see appear in a lot of Babymetal things, especially their live shows. Yuimetal has been crucified on stage several times, mainly to symbolize her ascension from human being to metal goddess. The most notable times this has occurred would be at the Legend 1997 and Legend S Baptism XX concerts that took place to celebrate Sue's 16th and 20th birthdays respectively. The other times they have done crucifixions it was used, mostly because it looks cool, rather than having some greater story like in the 2 times just mentioned, such as when all 3 girls entered the Tokyo Dome show on crosses. There is a lot of lore based around Light and Dark, the Chosen 7, and the Metal Galaxy which we will discuss in a little bit. Now, let's talk about how Babymetal went from a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin to the global sensation they are today. Babymetal's first single, titled Doki Doki Morning, released in Sakura Gakuin's debut album in 2010. This song was recorded when Yuimetal was just 12 years old, and Yuimetal and Metal were just 11 years old. Babymetal's first CD single was a collaboration with the band Kiba of Akiba. This collaboration consisted of each band covering the other's song, which led to Babymetal performing Kiba's song, Kimi to Anime ga Mitai, at a lot of their early shows. In 2012, Babymetal performed outside of Japan for the first time at the Anime Festival Asia in Singapore. Throughout 2012 and 13, they released singles Headbanger, Ijime Dame Zetai, and Megitsune, leading up to 2014 which would prove to be a very big year for Babymetal. In February 2014, Babymetal released their first self-titled album containing 13 tracks. The album was received very well by both critics and the public, with it charting in Japan, America, Germany, and the UK. The official video for Gimme Chocolate went viral on YouTube in 2014, leading to many people discovering Babymetal for the first time around the world. In the beginning of March, Babymetal became the youngest ever female act to headline the world-famous Budokan Arena, with about 10,000 fans attending each night. At the end of the second show, they announced that Babymetal will be going on their first world tour throughout the year, including stops in France and Germany. After a fan-driven campaign titled Babymetal for Sonosphere UK 2014, Babymetal was added to the Sonosphere lineup. This appearance at Sonosphere 2014 became one of the most important performances in Babymetal's history. Sonosphere 2014 was really the first time Babymetal performed on a big stage outside of Japan. Many fans recognize this show as the moment Babymetal was legitimized on a worldwide stage.
はい、今年私が一番思い出に残っていることは、7月にイギリスでソニスフィアに出させていただいたことです。その時5万人っていうたくさんの方の前で、ライブを行って、私たちが今までライブした会場の中では最大の場所で、しかもメタルフェスで、海外のメタルフェスに出演させていただくのがソニスフィアが初めてだったので、最初はメタル好きの方に受け入れてもらえるのかなとかすごく不安な気持ちでいっぱいだったんですけど、いざライブが始まったら皆さん盛り上がってくださって、でメタルの好きな方にも受け入れられたんだベビーメタルってと思って、すごく嬉しくて自信につながりました。
They were initially slated on one of the smaller side stages, but due to the buzz online they were moved up to the main stage of about 50,000 people. The girls were worried the crowd would not accept them, as UK festival crowds are notoriously hostile. The crowd was initially a bit confused and viewed them more as a novelty act, but were quickly convinced otherwise, and by the end of the set the entire crowd was singing along, doing the fox sign, and chanting "We want more" as the girls were walking off stage. Their performance was met with an overwhelming amount of praise and Babymetal was the talk of the festival that year. At the last show of their second world tour in 2015, it was announced that Babymetal would be releasing their second studio album, titled Metal Resistance, on April 1, 2016, as well as a third world tour that would kick off in London at Wembley Arena. They came up with the name Metal Resistance because they believed it represents who they are and what they do as artists.
はい、いろんなジャンルに今回のアルバムはいろんなジャンルに挑戦して ベビーメタルを象徴するものだったなって私たちは考えてるんですけど、だから前回のアルバムは私たちの名刺代わりっていう風に呼んでるんですけど、今回のアルバムは私たちの成長過程が本当に見ていただけるものなんじゃないかなって思っています。いろんなことに挑戦して身長とか声も成長して、私たちの成長がたくさん詰まっているものなので、そうやって言っていただけてとても嬉しいです。
On April 5th, Babymetal made their US television debut, performing Gimme Chocolate on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
What?
I'm not sure what I'm about to see. But I'm pretty excited about it. Here to perform Gimme Chocolate, please welcome Babymetal.
Babymetal made a special
Did you hear the
appearance
crowd
at the
do that?
2016 APMA Awards, where they performed with Judas Priest frontman Rob Halford. They concluded their world tour with 2 back-to-back shows in the Tokyo Dome, with about 55,000
Oh my
fans
God.
attending each night. The first night would also be the only time they ever performed Tales of the Destinies live. After their world tour, Babymetal supported Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Korn on their world tours as an opening act for several of their shows. They then commenced their 5 Fox Festival tour, where they would do several
I
shows
love
in
that
Japan
stage.
with specific
I love the
audience
masks,
requirements,
man.
such as all girls, all
Oh, I need
boys,
to get one
all
of those
children,
masks,
and
dude,
so
what?
on. This tour ended at the Big Fox Festival show on October 15, 2017, which would unfortunately be the last time Babymetal performed as its original trio. Before the Legend S Baptism XX show in December 2017, which was to celebrate Sue Metal's 20th birthday, it was announced that Yuimetal was advised by her doctor to not perform at this show due to an undisclosed health issue. They considered cancelling the show, but went ahead as just the duo of Sue Metal and Moa Metal for the first time. This would also be Mikio Fujioka's last performance with Babymetal before his untimely passing. The show
Damn.
went on exactly as it would have, just without Yuimetal, even having Moa perform the Black Babymetal songs on her own. Despite Yuimetal not being there to sing her parts in the songs, the crowd helped out and sang them for her.
Dude, Babymetal crowds are the
Following
best.
this show, Babymetal was
Dude,
about
what?
to embark on their 2018 world tour, and no announcements had been made about Yui's status, so fans assumed that Yuimetal would be back, and it would be business as usual. However, this was not the case. They kicked off their US tour in Kansas City, but much to everyone's surprise, Yuimetal was not there, and everything was different. Sue Metal and Moa Metal were now positioned in the center, with 2 backup dancers off to the sides, Minami Tsuki and Minako Maruyama, who the fans nicknamed Muscle Metal. Moa was also now singing all of Yui's lines, as well as continuing to perform Black Babymetal songs on her own. The traditional red and black outfits were also replaced in favor of a darker, more mature look. It was not announced until after this first show that Yuimetal would not be participating in the US leg of the world tour. Sue and Moa have discussed in great length how hard the first stretch of shows without Yui was. The reaction to Yui not being there at Legend S was so bad that they thought fans would reject them without Yui and were worried people would boo them off stage and throw things at them.
I wanted to know, what's it like continuing on without her, and do you miss having her around?
It's been difficult, but her departure made a bond between Sue Metal and More Metal even stronger.
Despite this, they continued on with the tour, and it went about as well as it could have. On April 1, 2018, Babymetal posted a mysterious video entitled Metal Resistance Episode 7, The Revelation, which explained that a dark side of Babymetal exists with 7 metal spirits and that a new era is about to begin. In May, another cryptic message was posted on social media stating that no one will know how the Chosen 7 will be presented, only the Fox God knows. Over the next week, they posted a series of images onto their Instagram story, labeled 1 through 7. On May 8, a music video for their new single, Distortion, was released, featuring imagery depicting the Chosen 7. On October 30th, a graphic novel titled Apocrypha, The Legend of Babymetal, was released by Z2 Comics, telling the fictional story of how Babymetal came to be. The first true foray into the dark side of Babymetal would be at their Dark Knight Carnival show. However, before that, On October 19, 2018, Amuse put out a statement that reads, Yuimetal had expressed her desire to return performing with the group in the following months after last December's performance due to health concerns. However, Yuimetal came to a decision that she will not be performing during the 2018 World Tour in Japan and that she will no longer be a part of Babymetal. Yui also put out a statement apologizing for her decision and thanking the fans and everyone she had worked with for the last 8 years. This was the last time anyone has heard from Yui publicly, aside from some brief comments she made in the Sakura Gakuin 10th anniversary book. Yui's statement, quote, "I will do my utmost best to be able to again one day meet all of you as Mizuno Yui," has led to fan speculation that Yui will return as a solo artist one day, but nothing has been confirmed by either Yui or Amuse, so this is no more than speculation. Both Sue and Moa said they hold no animosity towards their former bandmate. Sue also stated, "Yuimetal is like a family member to this group. Although she has left, we'll continue to support her and hope that she can pursue what she'd like to do in the future." Sue and Moa have said that they both still talk to Yui and that she is doing well. Now, we have the first show since the official announcement that Yui would no longer be with Babymetal and the first true look at the new dark side of Babymetal, Dark Night Carnival. While Legend S was meant to represent the light, this show was meant to represent the dark.
Dude, there's so much
Dark
information,
Knight
man.
Carnival was heavily
I
based
apologize, I'm not reacting, I'm not really vocal, I'm just trying to absorb everything. Sorry guys, it's so much, man, Jesus Christ.
on the Chosen 7
So much,
lore,
there's so
which
much
is why
lore
Sue Metal
behind
and
this.
Moa Metal were joined on stage by 5 backup dancers. Including the Muscle Metal Girls, Minami Tsuki and Minako Maruyama, as well as Shoko Akiyama, Kotono Imori, and Saya Hirai. Throughout the show, various videos played discussing that, when light and dark intersects, the unknown dimension known as the Metal Galaxy forms, which is where the Chosen 7 reside.
Dude.
One of the backup dancers for this show, Saya Hirai, was temporarily used in Yui's old spot for several shows in Southeast Asia and Australia. She did not sing Yui's parts, just filled in the choreography. Babymetal continued on as just Sue, Moa, and the backup dancers for the rest of the tour. On April 1, 2019, they announced they would be releasing their third album, titled Metal Galaxy, later that year. This album would tie into all the light and dark lore mentioned before.
Dude, there's
The
so
fox
much
god
lore,
sends
man.
a beam of
Jeez.
light that leads to a goddess who must sacrifice herself to the light in order to be reborn as the new Messiah. This sacrifice happens at the end of the Legend S show to Sue Metal when she is crucified. After this death, she flies off to use her voice to put lights in the skies in the form of stars. These stars shine down upon the people, who become the One. This light, when paired with Dark Night Carnival, creates an intersection between the light and the dark, which then forms the Metal Galaxy. Babymetal also revealed plans for their first arena concert in the United States at the Forum in Los Angeles, California on October 11. This show was later revealed to coincide with the release of Metal Galaxy. However, before that, 2 shows were announced for June and July of 2019. At the first show, we got the big announcement about the newest addition to Babymetal, the Avengers. Wait, no, not that. It was announced that a rotating cast of 3 dancers, referred to as the Avengers, would be filling in Yuimetal's old spot.
And to support Sue Metal and Moa Metal, 3 brave Avengers were summoned by the Fox God.
The Avengers do not sing or have a mic, they just dance. They aren't technically considered part of Babymetal, as only Sue Metal and Moa Metal are marketed and promoted as Babymetal. It was never even announced who the 3 girls were, but fans at the shows were able to recognize them. Let's take a quick moment to meet the Avengers. First, we have Riho Sayashi, who was born on May 28, 1998.
Dude.
Riho is well known for her time in the popular J-pop group Morning Musume, of which she was considered the absolute ace for several years. Riho is a very talented and charismatic performer. She actually attended Actors School Hiroshima at the same time as Sue Metal and was considered to be her rival as the 2 often battled for the top spot of the class.
There's a rivalry.
Riho left Morning
Oh
Musume
my
in
God.
2015.
Of
After
course,
an
there's a
over
freaking
3-year
rivalry.
hiatus, she reappeared to the public in March 2019 and was eventually revealed as one of the Avengers. On September 3, 2020, Riho announced that she has signed to Japan Music Entertainment as a solo artist and has since performed in several musicals and appeared on a TV show. Next, we have Kano Fujihira, who was born on August
Is she the
28,
one?
2004. Kano is a former member of Sakura Gakuin, where she was a member of the subgroup Sleepies and was the student council president in her final year, just as Yuimetal and Moemetal were. She is currently a member in the relatively new Amuse unit at 1-5, which is another all-girl J-pop group. Kano appears
That's
as the
pretty good.
Avenger in the Papaya, Elevator Girl, and Shanti 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 music videos. Kano never appeared at any of Babymetal's shows overseas, most likely due to her commitments with Sakura Gakuin and at 1-5. And finally we have Momoko Okazaki, born on March 3, 2003. Momoko signed with Amuse in 2014 and transferred into Sakura Gakuin the following year until graduating in 2018. After her graduation, she left Amuse to go study abroad, as well as appearing in some TV shows and the Black Butler musical.
Kuroshitsuji? Really?
Momoko once said she had dreamed of traveling the world as a backup dancer for a big artist when she was older, which she now gets to do after becoming one of the Avengers in 2019. Due to their other commitments, it is unknown if Riho and Kano will continue on as a dancer for Babymetal. Momoko has been the Avenger for the last 20+ shows, and it currently looks as if she may be the only one in that spot for now, but only the Fox God knows.
Only the Fox God knows.
Of course.
Now we move on to some of the most recent news. Sue and Moa appeared in Corey Taylor's CMFT Must Be Stopped music video.
Really?
Babymetal featured as a guest artist on Bring Me the Horizon's EP Post-Human Survival Horror on the song Kingslayer. Babymetal's relationship with Bring Me the Horizon goes back years, as they have supported each other for a while, and Bring Me the Horizon toured with Babymetal in Japan.
So we thought we'd get Babymetal on one of our tracks just because we've got kind of like a cool relationship with those guys. I think maybe like 5 years ago we met them for the first time, and then he took us on tour last year in Japan, and it was just like the biggest fucking shows ever. And honestly, I think like their enthusiasm for our band has kind of got us bigger over there, because like last time we went there, like shit just seems to start to feel like big. We just kind of wanted to like celebrate our connection by having them on a song.
As it drew near, Babymetal revealed that they are celebrating their 10th anniversary with the release of a greatest hits album entitled 10 Babymetal Years on December 23, 2020.
We appreciate everyone for supporting Babymetal. We are very excited
Dude,
for
Gregor's
our
very good,
10th
man.
year, and please check out our best album and online events coming up soon.
Babymetal was then invited to NHK's 71st annual New Year's Eve television event. The honor of performing on Kohaku is strictly by invitation, so only the most successful singing acts in Japan can perform, and this would be Babymetal's first appearance at the event. A performance on Kohaku is a big highlight in a singer's career because of the show's wide reach, as it is typically the biggest television event of the year in Japan. The artists are then split up into teams of all males and all females, then at the end of the show judges and the audience vote to determine who performed better. The female team won this year, which they hadn't done since 2016. In December 2020, it was announced that Babymetal will play 10 shows at Tokyo's famous Budokan venue in 2021 as part of their 10th anniversary celebration. These 10 shows marked the final chapter of the metal resistance. Due to the pandemic, various policies were in place to ensure the safety of the attendees. All 10 shows featured the 10 songs from the 10 Babymetal Years album, as well as the return of a few fan favorites that hadn't been performed in years. These shows were the first time any black Babymetal or Yuimetal solo songs were played since 2018. On April
looking at the
1st,
songs,
an image was
dude,
posted
they're
on all
all, like, the
Babymetal
best.
social media accounts, simply stating, "Stairway to Living Legend," of which the meaning is still unknown. After the 10th show finished on April 15th, a short video talking about the end of the metal resistance was shown. And with that, we are all caught up on the history of Babymetal. Hopefully you found this video to be
Well,
entertaining and informative. Thank
It
you.
was really informative. Tell me guys what you think. This was pretty nuts, man. So much information still, rumbling around my mind right now, trying to process everything. But yeah, apparently, if I'm getting the signs right, you guys have been saying to me that potentially a new album is coming in July of this year. So who knows? Knock on wood, But yeah, very interesting band, man. They have lore. They have lore, dude. They have freaking lore. Are you kidding me? It's like Iron Maiden doesn't have lore, as far as I know. So I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Tell me, guys, what you think. I'm awaiting their next album with extreme anticipation because, dude, I'm gonna make the reactions for sure. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. If you did like it, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Peace.